Hey guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Um, it's just been insanely busy with everything going on in my life. Have not been playing RuneScape, um, and haven't really done really too much else except for really just work life. And then also, as you could tell, um, with what's here is fantasy. This is my very first time doing fantasy. I'm trying to learn it. It's a lot more that goes into it than I thought. Um, I do have to say, um, after learning about fantasy for about 3 weeks or so, um, there's a lot of things that I think that are very, very cool. But there is a lot of things I've noticed that I don't necessarily like. And to me, I don't know. I'm probably gonna play fantasy again. I actually like the NFL fantasy. I think that's very cool. I just don't know if this is necessarily good a good group to be playing with, and this is my family. Um, and this is the problem, is that nobody really knows fantasy that much. Um, so here, let's see. Let's look at him. So we got a guy who has Joe Burrow, okay, but Brees Hall, Achane, T. Higgins, Nico Collins, Njima, Brock Bowers, James Conner, and the backups are Brock Purdy, Jerome Floyd, Land McConkey, whatever. Tom McLaurin, another whatever. Jake Ferguson, and Puka Nakua, who he was on IR. So he's had to pick up some guys because of IR. But look at this. Already getting 30 from each player each week, 60 points. He just wins right there. And it was all because of picks. And, you know, he was able to make very good picks, which is fantastic. The problem is the rest of us did not make great picks because we don't really know. And this is where the problems arise, is when I've asked about rules and whatnot, I've not been given the actual rules given, actually. Um, I have not been told, like, how much time is it before and I've asked this because I tried to switch a guy from my bench to my team, um, and I asked him that, and he said, right all the way up right before the game. It wasn't until talking to somebody else that I learned that he knew that it's 30 minutes before the game. This is what I don't like. The other thing that I'm not liking is trades. That is the thing that I think is really silly. I've had a conversation with another player, and let me get the text on here. I'm not going to have it on the screen, obviously. Yeah, so he showed on Rotor Trade. Oh yeah, Jamar Gibbs, and you would be getting Zach Charbonnet, which wasn't the trade. Um, and he was like, "Yeah, this is why I'm not doing a trade with you." Well, first off, the trade wasn't just that; it was also another guy, another running back, that had a lot more value. Um, and the other thing is, he's also undervaluing the fact that he's going to be playing again. Zach Charbonnet, who's been averaging 15 a game. He is in for Kenneth Walker, so he's actually getting way more carries. It actually worked out for me that at that point I was just done making trades with him, and probably for the rest of the season. But it actually worked out for me because Charbonnet got me another. He actually went up. He got almost 18 points. So now it was kind of funny. I actually got more points than his guy did. But the problem I have is him going on Roto and thinking that I'm not, because I'm new, and he has experience in the game. He's done this lots of times, thinking that I'm not going to realize that he had it on redraft and not dynasty. So he's getting his values straight from when it was draft, not what's going on currently. And that was after week 1. So that is why I am not liking this. Using basically as a reasoning for trades as to why the trade is good or bad, kind of altering it to your advantage, and then not factoring in. Now this could be all. This actually can actually work against them. I do know that they know about the redraft and dynasty clicking on, because I have heard there was another trade that was happening for my quarterback, and that was kind of what started this all. And he was saying, "Oh, it's a fair trade," and it was not. For getting Josh Allen and trading Tua, and it was Tua and Dobbins. Now Dobbins, back then, he outbid me at $5 for Dobbins, and he only got him to trade with me. He For 2 weeks he didn't put him. He didn't play him. So that kind of is frustrating there. It doesn't make sense. At that point, it was like, okay, that guy's gone. He's now finally playing them this week, but all in the efforts to get my best quarterback that has a lot more value. But then again, this is the thing. It's value is going to be different for everyone. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'll show you my my team. So I got Josh Allen still, Jonathan Taylor. I had actually Hurts as well, but I had to trade to get Jonathan Taylor. I had to trade trade that, I also got Waddle on that, which I was thinking, okay, there could be some good value for that, and then he got hurt. So to me, I feel like I took a loss because he's only getting me like 15 points each week so far. But I'm okay with that. I like him. Zach Charbonnet, Amon-Ra St. Brown, George Pickens, Rashid Shaheed, Sam Laporta, Carson Steele. I'll see how he does. And that's what I actually really like, is seeing how players do and really watch their game, especially new players for coming in on my team. Derek Carr was able to get him off the waiver. Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, George Kittle, Marquise Brown. That was a tough one. I figured that I would be able to play him, so I actually wasted a draft spot for him, and that sucks. Because I would have gotten like a Dobbins or a Mason. I would have gotten another running back. I know I was looking at potentially a wide receiver or a running back, and there was pretty much no wide receivers that I was that interested in except for Marquise Brown. Um, got Tucker, the New York Jets, and the Saints, which are on the bench. Um, so yeah, and I mean, I'm doing a tough trade because I'm giving away a lot. But I mean, for me, it helps my starting lineup a lot. It actually brings me somewhat in contention for winning games and into the playoffs. Um, who knows? I mean, players always get hurt. That's the other thing. Like that's why I have Kittle on the bench. But yeah. I want to know an opinion on this. Originally, I was going to do Sam Laporta and Najee Harris, but I think I'm doing Sam Laporta and Najee Harris and also Zach Charbonnet because I want him to be able to get some good players. I really want him to be able to make a good trade for Montgomery. And I think that's going to give him enough options to be able to make a good, solid trade for Montgomery. Um, If not, Najee's pretty good. But to get a good trade, it gives him a lot of value to be able to go out and get someone on for not even just running backs, but also for some other things. I think honestly he shouldn't have a problem. However, once again, this league has been very weird. Um, I do like giving both of these guys to him to possibly do that trade. Um, I don't think there's much of an argument that they could have either way. Any way that they spin it. um, they could try to upcharge him and try to get somebody else in addition, another person in addition, and at that point, that's so ridiculous. Um, that would absolutely, I would just look at them, the people in my group, so much differently because, unfortunately, it's literally preying on new players, not allowing them to learn or even have a shot, and that is just not cool. Um, so I'd be training all those guys because he absolutely needs a tight end. Um, I'm also waiting for this Arizona game. He needs to go off. He has to. But I'm already made the decision, anyways, to trade for Bijan Robinson. I don't know if you guys think that's a good trade. He's getting basically with Najee, he's getting an average of 11 points a game, um, which isn't bad. It's not to the extent of Bijan Robinson, but I do think that Sam Laporta, and it's also based on last year's, because this year's weeks are so early. We're only in week 3. He was, and this was also the other thing, is Sam Laporta. For any fans of Sam Laporta, or anyone who has him in fantasy, um, I would not be as worried and chaotic as most people are. When you're getting Sam Laporta, I would look back at the previous year, and this is kind of the same thing, somewhat, as to what happened last year for Sam Laporta. He did not start out that well, but middle to the end, he was getting a lot of catches, a lot of touchdowns, and that's how he racked up to about 14.5 points a game. Um, so doing that with a bad start, there's a lot of potential, and same with right now. And I honestly think 100% the Williams wide receiver, that's, people are like, oh my gosh, he's taking all of the passes away from Sam Laporta. I also have Amon St. Brown, and technically he would be taking them more so from Amon St. Brown. But I think Sam Laporta this week's going to get a lot of targets. Amon St. Brown is injured, but he will play. Williams is out. Um, and I think this is going to kind of get them back to the flow of how things were going last year. Sam Laporta is going to get a lot more targets, and he doesn't drop targets, really. And I think it's just going to go back to what it was. So, we'll see. I'm not making this trade now, but I will be after the game. I think this does help, and this is my uncle that I would be helping. I think this does help my uncle and get him to a good spot, because if he can get Montgomery, um, and I know the person that has Montgomery has also Christian McCaffrey, and with Christian McCaffrey potentially going in at some point soon, it might make sense for her to take this and run with one, maybe sell or trade one of the players, one of the running backs, or even hold on, because I think that Charbonnet is a good handcuff to have. And honestly, the owner of Kenneth Walker should probably have him, because Kenneth Walker is so injury prone. He was already injury prone going into the season, so, and he got injured. So he's not a bad player even when he's sharing. He's averaging 12. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's a fair trade. I know I'm giving up a lot more, and I know I'm giving up more on potential points, but with my team, I feel like I need to make this final push kind of to the core of my team, and at this point, then I have some guys that I see on the waiver wire that I can easily pick up. That will be good enough for me. I do see a tight end. I'll just go with not the greatest tight end, but he's not terrible. And I could also find there's a running back that I kind of liking more and more. Um, So, yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. And then also, the other thing for me, what this helps with me is it frees up another space overall. So that frees up another bench spot that I can potentially focus on. Um, so I'm excited. Um, we'll see what happens. It'll make also this team a lot easier to rotate on, because this is just, it's been absolutely bonkers. I'm like, do I even want to put Sam Laporta in or George Kittle, and do I put this running back in now, or is the other guy hurt? And I just don't even want to deal with any of that either. So, I mean, if I'm taking it for a loss, I'm taking it for a loss. It's kind of also for my sanity, but anyways, and then this is the other thing I want to know, because I have not been, I'm new to this, is how do you guys go about trades? I don't know necessarily the right way to go about trades. I kind of just go by the points, the average that the players are doing. I look at if it's been like it has been early on, I look at the players, what their previous average was for the previous season as well, and I look at it that way. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope I win. So far, I got 16 points from my Jets defense, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, let me know what you think. Put comments below. What do you think of the trade for Bijan Robinson and trading away Sam Laporta, Najee, and Charbonnet? And then also let me know how you guys go about trades. So thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.